motives behind the startup of the Climate Commission of Kalmar County?
The very base is, of course, that there have been a big interest, political interest, for this kind of issues. So we had already had quite ambitious targets and objectives for the regional climate work. And then the motive to start this climate commission was to get more competence from other sectors, not only from the public sector, but also from private sector, from the academic sector, and so on. So to say, join more competences, but also, of course, to include important, so to say, people from the region, sitting on a lot of networks, so that we could use the common force, so to say, from this.
Can you describe the Commission in detail? What partners is in the Commission?
Yes, this Commission, the Commission is working on behalf of the Regional Council in Kalmar County, which is the regional political level, so to say, and the County Administration Board, which is the national regional authority. So they are working on behalf of these two organizations. And the people in the Commission, they are asked to take part as not private persons, but I mean they are representing themselves and nobody else, and they are hand-picked, asked to from personal competence and so on. And this commission then consists of one local mayor, some regional politicians from the regional council, the governor, one member of the Swedish parliament, but then also one representative for the Linnaeus University, our regional university. There is the head of one of the regional energy companies. The farmers' associations is there. The one architect representing the building sector. One CEO of transport company, buses and taxis and so on. The association of, I don't know the word in English, but cargos, lorries and so on, their interest organization. I forgot. Yes, one of the biggest industries in the region, our pulp factory. So we have tried to choose dedicated persons with different competencies and from different sectors with relevance for the energy and climate and environmental issues.
Of what the Climate Commission has achieved.
Of course, sometimes it's difficult to know what had happened without the Commission or not. I mean, it's difficult to say exactly what comes from which activity. But if we are talking about this cooperation, regional cooperation, I can see several examples. For example, in this cooperation, we have offered educations about energy performance services and energy efficiency in buildings, and I can see today that there are more local municipalities in our part of Sweden that really have introduced, for example, this energy performance contracting method than maybe in the counties around. So I think we have contributed to a process, which then gives a more efficient energy use, of course, in the end, and a more cost-efficient method, so to say. That's one example. Another example is that some years ago, all the local municipalities, together with the regional council, made several common applications to the national level about grants for climate investments, which meant that we got several 100 millions of Swedish crowns for climate investments in our region. If you are quite a small municipality, it might be difficult to get the resources to, for example, apply for funds, which we can do together. And to be able to do this together, of course, it's also important then to first be able to say, we have decided about common objectives, we have decided about common priorities, common policies. So now we can show this is what we want to do. We have a political consensus about this, and now we want to take these practical steps.
Key factors for the success of the Climate Commission in Kalmar County?
As I said from the beginning, which is important, there is a broad interest for these questions, political, not only political, from common people and from the different stakeholders. That's the base, I think.
What would you say are the
in focus, so to say. When it comes to, so to say, raising these issues at the political level, I think it's important to be able to describe the links between energy and climate and environmental issues to maybe more traditional regional development issues about business and infrastructure or things like that. It's important to be able to see how these things are connected, to speak about sustainability, and also to show that you can gain good things not only for the environment but also for example, for the economy, local economy, or for employment and so on when you work with these issues. So that's, I think, a key factor.
Yes. And what would you say are the benefits of working together with other regions and other countries? I mean, we do that in many projects.
Yes. Yes, when you're speaking about environmental issues, for example, climate issues or Baltic Sea issues, of course, it's quite obvious that it's important to work together with people from or regions from other countries, since these issues are common. I mean, they don't. There are borders, so to say, when it comes to climate issues.
The Climate Commission of Kalmar County is obviously a very good example of multi-level governance, which is also the basis for the SmileGov project, which Kalmar County is part of, or Öland as a partner. What do you think about SmileGov?
The organization I'm working for is owned by the local municipalities. I mean, it's a member organization consisting of the local municipalities in the region together with the county council. So we are, so to say, owned by the local level. We are working at regional level, and we are trying to also sometimes influence on national level. So from our point of view and from my point of view, then of course SmileGov is a very interesting project.